One of the first set photos we ever got for Jurassic World Rebirth was this one. An image of a waterside bar called Van Dyke's. Now whilst it wasn't the most exciting image in the world, it did confirm one of the locations for the film based on the flag atop the roof. Suriname, a small country in the northeast of South America. And for a while that's really all we had about this location. Until today. Credit goes to Anthony Lana over on Facebook, who managed to snag some extra shots of the interior of Van Dyke's. Well, one, but that's really all we need. Because it's a biggie. Honestly, I've got no idea how they got hold of this. Based on the wrinkles, it looks to be a scan of an existing photo, and it has this weird comic-esque filter in play to boot. But the crux is this, folks. There is a gigantic set of Megalodon jaws sitting inside the bar, framing the bar itself. They're mainly top heavy, with most of the bottom section not included, but they are unmistakable Megalodon, even if they have been slightly Jurassic Worldified along the way. If we compare them with genuine Megalodon jaws, you'll see the similarities instantly, and also one big key difference. The jaw hinge is in the same spot and flares out just like in the real skeleton. And really, there's not that much else out there that has this particular jaw shape anyway. You don't get this on, say, a mosasaur or perhaps a Leviathan or some other gigantic prehistoric seafaring creature. It's unmistakably, at the very least, a large shark. But as I say, it's been Jurassic Worldified a little, with fewer but much larger, elongated, thicker teeth that really give it that slight movie monster aesthetic we've come to know. Even the size seems to line up somewhat, with the jaw of a Megalodon stretching to around 11 feet or 3.4 meters at the upper estimates, and I'd say that roughly lines up with what we're seeing here in the bar on the left. Little extra thing worth noticing here as well, there seems to be an array of extra skulls lined up at the top of the bar. The shape of these does not suggest Megalodon, but it might in fact suggest Mosasaur or something similar, given that elongated snout. It could also potentially be a large caiman or some other local reptilian, given they are found in Suriname and the vastly smaller size compared to those Megalodon jaws. It's hard to say without a clearer look, I just thought I'd point it out. Now, of course, this Megalodon skull could just be decorative. It doesn't necessarily mean Megalodon is featuring in the film, though I would say it's pretty suggestive it's going to feature in the film. But it's worth remembering how this all ties into the synopsis of Jurassic World Rebirth, which reads as follows. This action-packed new chapter sees an intrepid team racing to secure DNA samples from the three most colossal creatures across land, sea, and air. We know for a fact they're hunting something large in the water, and whilst there are going to be returning creatures in Jurassic World Rebirth, one of which we know already, we know there's going to be plenty of newcomers as well. The Mosasaurus was the dominant aquatic animal for all three Jurassic World films, and I'd personally be a little surprised if they brought it back yet again for the fourth. Take all of this with a pinch of salt water. But I'd say this is pretty compelling evidence that the new colossal beast roaming the seas will instead now be a Megalodon. We do have another photo, again, God knows how, showcasing these jaws behind the scenes. This one really showcases the excessive, some might even say colossal teeth, and the lack of lower jaw segment. This jaw is clearly aged given the coloration and pockmarking along its surface, but it still makes for an impressive set piece. Now, as I say, this should all be taken with a pinch of salt water, but it's certainly the best clue yet that we've had as for what the next colossal sea animal is going to be, and it feels very film 101 to have these massive jaws here when the group lands. It's kind of a hint as to the dangers that await them in the future. And thus, in my opinion, there's just a few logical places the film goes from here. Option 1 is that the Megalodon is indeed the new sea creature for the franchise and will see it eat some people. We could even maybe see it take down the Mosasaurus, a really good way to kind of establish it as the alpha. But the alternate side of that same coin, maybe Megalodon does make an appearance, but it gets quickly wiped out by something else, something even bigger, and the Megalodon, this giant ferocious shark, is just there to showcase the real titan they're meant to be hunting. Maybe it gets taken out by Mosasaurus. Maybe it doesn't show up at all, who knows. Either way, even if it doesn't end up making an appearance in the film, it's cool to have more glimpses behind the scenes, seeing some set decoration, and little hints as to what might be coming. How would you feel about Megalodon making its Jurassic World debut? I know I've seen the comments already, I know some people are disappointed, especially because we've just had the Meg, but I'd hope Jurassic in 2025 would give our Megalodon a more grounded, realistic depiction, even as it wreaks havoc. Nothing is certain or even close to certain at this point in time though, so no panic quite yet either way. We'll have to wait and see what lurks under the waves when more information about Jurassic World Rebirth drops. Until then, thank you very much for joining me. Let me know what you think down below, throw me a like if you enjoyed the video, all that kind of nonsense. Cheers, much love as always, bye bye.
Road.